What is going on, guys? It's probably my first, hopefully not my last, but let's just see how that goes. I guess in today's world, everyone will have their problems with trying to act on these things that they think about all the time, yet aren't held back by the little things in the back of our mind, fear, anxiety, and just laziness, honestly. And we're all dreamers in our own world, right? We've all got our little thing going on and things that we want to do, yet don't know how to act on. And we stay hidden in our own shadows and our own thinking, just to put it off forever and make excuses as to why we don't want to do it, or we play the victim card and just be like, you know what, I got a lot of shit going on, I don't know how to deal with it. Well, I get it, I really do. I've been that victim, at least trying to play it as one. I've been that person trying to play as a victim, for such a long time. Yet I got better at acting and acting like things were okay and things were gonna eventually fall into place when I wanted them to. And that's kind of the idea, isn't it? To get better at acting like things are okay. And we do it for ourselves, yet we do it because we are a little fearful as to what people might think, or just the questions they might ask. Hey, are you okay? What's going on? And it's those things that kind of hold us back from just wanting to do any of that. Communication is the one thing that people have a problem with. But that's all we have in this world, is it not? So then why do we abuse that so much, For this social structure that makes no sense. I mean, it's all a competition in the end, right? We're all trying to look forward to being the best at looking good, or, having the nicest car, being the fastest, or being the hardest one in the room. Pause. But like what's wrong with just trying to be yourself, with just trying to just exist and play this goofy guy that just trying to make everyone else happy. Yeah, it becomes time consuming. Well, don't let it consume you. Learn how to give that time to the right people that know how to use that, are not always just trying to make you look like, well, I guess in my case, make you the clown of the room, and I don't have a problem with trying to be that person. I can be fun, exciting, serious, angry when I need to be, sad, all for the right moments, and that's probably because I'm sensitive. I'm not soft. No, I'm not. But it makes me emotionally intelligent in my case, because I know what people are going through, and I know what it's like to be in that spot where you're kind of just wondering, how do I help this person? How do I let them know that everything's gonna be all right? Just with simple words, or just a hug, bro. Like, people don't even hug anymore, and I get it. It's like, it's not a big thing that runs in your family or just within yourself, and it becomes uncomfortable to try to do. I mean, I don't even hug people, but when I see one coming my way, I try to really make it like feel like it's gonna be my last, because we just don't get those little things anymore. We get words out of people, and that's all we get out of them, of an image of who they are. And it's like the more you give without having to let people know that you want credit for being who you are, it just becomes harder, bro. Who are you in silence? Are you at peace? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you I don't know, nervous? Like, what is it? Who are you when you're in silence? Let people in on a little bit of that, so you let that person know as well, like, it's all right to be yourself, bro. But we're always trying to fit in. I get it. You can do that too. I mean, people are really good at acting nowadays. They always act like they're fine. That's cool. That's really cool, man. Like, stay strong. But people are also going through the same things as well. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's not everyone's responsibility to help those who are actually going through the same thing as well, but you might just be saving someone's life too along the way. People don't even want to be here, bro. Like, and yet they live, they survive. And that becomes hella hard. Just trying to be human. And I tell people that all the time. Like, oh, dude, like, why are you so angry? Or, oh, Dante's so sensitive. Yeah, so what? I'm only human, bro. Deal with it. I mean, you're going to have to for the next 6 hours while we're here at work. I mean, who else is going to be right here helping you, you know, trying to get all this done, you know? I feel like people don't get enough credit for just trying to be themselves. Yet they're trying so hard to be someone else for who? Yourself or for them, you know? And it's not my problem, bro. It's more like learn how to find your footing where you place it on the ground, because it's who you're going to be for the rest of your life, you know? And if not, you're going to be waiting way too damn long in life just to be this person you wish you were at a younger age. And that's why I hate being the age that I am, you know? It's not because, like, I get it. Like, people aren't like me. I'm not like people. I don't want to be like people. I don't want people to be like me. I just want them to gather some of the information about what I know and experience, because, like I said, it's all right to be who you are. It's all right to go through little painful things every day. You know, it's all right to be honest about how you're feeling when people ask how you are. If you didn't get enough sleep, well, then mention that at least, so you don't look like you just got punched in the face, you know, with all your swollen eyes, or what do they call them? Panda eyes? Yeah. You know, and I don't know. I feel like if people were more honest, they would be more honest with themselves, you know. They wouldn't feel so much shame and guilt about speaking up, because speaking up does a lot more good than bad than you think, especially when you have no more shame in saying about what you are thinking and what's going on. It actually becomes a little easier when the right people ask, because then they actually dive into the questions. Hey, what's wrong? You know, look like you didn't get enough sleep. Oh yeah, I just didn't, you know, long night. Oh yeah, well, what happened? What kept you up last night? And it's like people like that I appreciate, because they can tell from my energy and from like the way that I'm saying, you know, that they care. And I like people who care, but some people just don't want them to care. They don't want to have to get involved in their own thoughts of process and feelings just to explain what actually happened, because it's something that they're still dealing with every single day. And it's like this root that they don't want to dig up. I get it. I really do. It just comes to a point where you got to stop playing the victim card and just learn how to talk about it, because that's all we got. It's our words to communication. Like, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what you're going through yet. I can tell something is wrong, but I'm not going to go out of my way every time to know what's wrong. If you don't want to talk about it, well, that's up to you, bro, you know? But I'm a good listener. I'm right here if you need someone. I won't be there all the time, because some journeys are meant for people to do on their own, to enact on their own. And if you don't want to pick up the shovel just to dig out the roots, to know what's really wrong down there, then what else can I tell you, man? You're already surviving, doing your best just to make some money here, or just to make other people happy with your attitude. Imagine what you could do for yourself if you were actually there for yourself. And that's the problem. People want someone else to be there for them, which is what's wrong with this world too when it comes to finding love. I mean, you find someone that you think is going to help you pick up all those pieces, yet they only meet you halfway with that, because, well, then you realize halfway through that relationship, like, damn, this person isn't even someone that I want to be with, yet how do I tell them I don't want to be with them? Because they help me with everything that I'm going through, and how do I not depend on them at the same time? How do I speak up? It becomes words left unsaid that just later become buried later on, and I don't think that's something that you should do to yourself. I don't think that's something you should do to others as well. So to actually take the time out of your day to find out what's really wrong with you, you know? Some insight, some alone thinking actually might help you more than you know. Yeah, it's scary to find out what's really going on upstairs, but it's very insightful. More than you know for yourself and for others, so you're not hurting yourself and others. Because it happens more often than you think, especially with the way this social structure is built. It's toxic masculinity and feminism, honestly, too. More than you know. You know, we're all told we should be, look, and act a certain way. I mean, like, whatever happened to just being human, letting it out? Whatever happened to just being yourself, you know? It became so much harder for people. They actually lose themselves trying to be someone else that they're not. Then you have these mistakes that you can't change because you feel like it's too far back just to try and change. No, that's not true. Forgive yourself Forgive others. Move on, man. That's it. That's all you gotta do. But keep lighting this forest fire that doesn't need to be so goddamn vast. Excuse me, but you're this fire already igniting inside. Learn to control that fire. Let it out when it needs to come out. If not, put it out and light it up another day. I don't know, man. But you're spreading it too much. Honestly, for no good. For no good reason at all. And some people need credibility just for being who they are. Like, you don't. Learn how to be you on your own. And if you want someone to listen to your problems, find the right people. You're not getting the wrong pieces of advice too. Some people will just tell you, it is what it is. You'll get better. You'll toughen up. And that's not helping, bro. It really isn't. I don't need someone trying to tell me that I just need to sack up or, you'll get better. Things will fall in line and for your future. Just give it time. I just want you to listen to what I'm going through so I know I'm not going insane just trying to let it all out. That's kind of what happens though when you don't talk about it enough. You just become this problem. You feel like yourself, like, damn, this is what happens. And then this person's looking at you like, damn, this dude's really got problems. What do I do to help him? You can't really do much, but just guide him into the right direction, a positive direction. Stop reacting, let things flow. Take the time to think about why you should let that flow, or if it's something that you should pick up and enact on, because sometimes problems just become bigger problems later in life when you just try to bury them. It becomes no good to yourself or to others. You learn how to put that on other people, and then you realize why people stop talking to you, because all that pressure that you were doing to them. And whatever happened to a genuine question or a genuine connection? You thought that that someone was gonna support your everyday movements, your everyday emotional actions, the things that you say, the things that we don't mean to say. Learn how to say sorry more often, especially when it comes out in the wrong way, man. And you lose patience with yourself because you don't even know how to give yourself time out of your day to talk about it. Or write it down, man. That's what I do. Write things down. And that's where the insight comes. And, and then you start to look back and like, damn, I was really going through it. I don't even feel like that anymore. Well, that's the feeling you want. You want the weight off your shoulders. You want some peace. You want silence in your head. So that way when you're thinking, nothing's rushing through in the back of your mind like, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. You make these excuses just out of fear, anxiety, and guilt. And that's the past, the present, and the future all acting at once, and you wonder why you can't get something done. Then it becomes lousiness, procrastination, and you realize where the problem lies. So take that in as you want. But if not, you'll never know what's going on.